What is going on, gamers? Aevatrex here again, and today I am going to be joined by Brutal and Consistent. Go ahead and say hi, guys.
All right, yeah. So hey guys, what's going on? BrutalTech here.
What's up, guys? It's exceeding gameplay.
And today we're going to be talking about basically the 505 talents that the new heroes are coming out with, and also reworking the older heroes to be relevant to the actual game that we are playing today, which have changed a lot since when they first came out. So I just want to first get your thoughts about that subject.
All right, so yeah, so with these new heroes that, I mean, the heroes that are getting born with an inherited 5 of 5 talent, no matter what it is, there's life drain, slow down, whatever it is. I think it's a good idea, but pretty much what it's doing for these older heroes is just completely knocking them out of the game because they're just obviously from the start, even without this talent, they'd be so OP. But just adding and pretty much having 3 talents on a hero compared to these
Yeah.
ones that you started the game with, they're just like nothing anymore. They're just all gonna get worked out, and eventually, I mean, the game is gonna be like pretty much like nothing like we know it now. We're gonna have completely new heroes, and I don't know.
Well, here's
and
one
like,
of the main things that I'm seeing. The older champions, the paladins, the champion succubus, all of those heroes had a relevant proc back then, but now they definitely need to add something to it to not just be a hero that you roll and you get your hopes up and then you're like, oh, it's just a champion.
yeah, like what we were talking about earlier with Paladin, for instance, is Paladin has probably the worst hero known to man. You guys all know I hate Paladin with passion because I do nothing but roll Paladin.
Let me tell you.
Paladin, it's yeah, he has a
Sucks you're
proc
left,
basically just
sucks
like
you're left not all the time, right? Huh? Huh? Huh?
Yeah.
all day, every day.
Yeah.
Pat until like 3 o'clock in the morning. Somebody else does. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. Any, anyways, Paladin, Paladin, of course, with his proc, reduces damage. What he should do, what me and Aevatrex were talking about, he should when he procs, the heroes that are around him should do the same thing. Should reduce the damage they're taking from other heroes, etc. Like Ninja, for instance, Ninja has that one just devastating proc. If he hits someone, they're just dead. Maybe when he procs, he throws out 3 like ninja stars because I mean he's a ninja, right? You'd kind of expect him to throw like a ninja star. So I mean I
Right.
think that would be I think that'd be a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, I mean that
And
just. Yeah, you want to go ahead?
well, also, like with Succubus, her main trait is, of course, that whip. So maybe with that whip, when she procs, she can have like a sort of knockback ability. I think that'll actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, just in
No.
general, I mean, I think for all these new heroes we're getting, they should rework some of these old ones, because, like, say a Mortep, he's one of my favorite heroes in the game, but eventually he's going to be useless, and he kind of is now. I mean, if you have these new heroes. So, like you guys are saying, if they added these new skills or something added to their proc or something to make these older heroes kind of useful in some type of way, that'd be pretty cool. Just like, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but like, yeah, just adding stuff to these older heroes to keeping them relevant, especially for these free to play players who they can't get these new heroes. These
Yeah.
older heroes won't be 100% worthless, and they'll actually stand a chance.
Yeah, because when you're starting an
Yeah.
account and you have Paladin, Champion, Succubus, even just a regular dungeon is gonna be hard because you don't have any sort of area of effect or anything working your way. You don't have inscriptions, nothing. So you're just left with heroes that are, I mean, Champion and Succubus, even Paladin. I'd rather take an engineer instead of them.
Oh yeah, I mean, champion isn't that bad. I mean, he has his uses, but overall, yeah, he just isn't that good. And for these I mean, it really isn't fair for these free to play players, just people who are starting the game, because eventually, say. We're getting all these new heroes now as it is, but just picture this game in a year or so. All these heroes we're gonna have, and if people are just starting the game, they honestly they have no chance because they're going to be stuck with all these heroes that are like 2 3 years old, and they just aren't, they don't stand, like, they don't do anything. They're going to be just worthless by the time. It's pretty much like those heroes that are out pretty much right now are going to be in like a different category than these newer heroes that are just going to be so much more OP.
I really feel like they should be. Like, I really feel like at some point, if we start getting more and more heroes, because if you think about it, we get more heroes, and the chance of you rolling the one hero that you're looking for is going to go even. The chances are just going to be worse. So maybe as the time goes by, maybe take out of the rolling gems, take all of the shardable heroes out. At some point, maybe that might be something to fix it.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily. I think they should just continually adding these shard heroes. Say for these heroes we have now, they should maybe not immediately when these heroes are coming out, like say Santa, Vlad. They obviously are gonna have their time to shine when they're only gem only. But I think maybe eventually they should go ahead and add these. Maybe add these heroes to be shard heroes because, like we said, eventually in a few years when there's or in a year, whenever it is, when there's all these new heroes, we're gonna need more shard heroes, and just adding new shard heroes, just a brand new hero, isn't gonna do it. We need to give those free to play players a chance with the heroes we have now. Whether it's because it's gonna be so much harder to roll them, like you said, with all of the new ones. I think they should go back and take some of the gem heroes and make them shard heroes, no matter how much it's gonna be, because it just obviously it'd make it fair because these heroes are just nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and they're
Snowzilla is one that I never felt should have been gem only. Because, I mean, let's be honest, I would take a Reaper and Immortep over him any day. But they're shardable.
Mm-hmm.
But
and I just,
how about this idea, guys? How about this? You know how we get every month we get a special legendary hero card, right? That can
Yeah.
pretty much get a shardable hero, and then I think Pumpkin Duke and Cupid are
And
included.
it can get Pumpkin Duke, Cupid, and Ares.
yeah.
And
Right.
Snowzilla.
So, what about if, as time goes by, what about if we get, instead of the Paladin, Druid, and then that special hero card, how about if they all turn into those special hero cards,
I mean,
but take out the shardable heroes from actually being rolled from gems?
I think that would be a good idea. I don't think they should necessarily take out Druid. I mean, maybe. All right, here. How about this? For first-time players, there's actually different daily rewards. So, like for first-time players, Druid will be in there, but as you get Druid, he'll go away, and like new rewards will start to pop up. Because I mean, Druid, you definitely, who knows, maybe in like a year or whenever, 1,800 shards, how much ever he's worth, you can get really quickly. But I definitely think for players who are just starting, they should maybe give it to him from give him Druid from the start.
Yeah, Druid should be.
Or
Druid should be
yeah, I mean, but if they're not going to do that, they need to keep him in that daily reward system for these new players, at least for the first time around. Maybe they cycle through so many, like after 1 month, it cycles through a whole new set of daily rewards. But I definitely think that first month or the first time you get to the game, Druid needs to be in that daily reward system.
Well, that's fine,
Well,
but here's what I would suggest on that. Definitely leave it like I said, but instead of getting an elite hero card that second week, then make that the druid card.
Yeah.
they should have Druid. Druid should be, should be quick because without Druid, the game is just really, I don't know. For me, it was slow until I got my Druid, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
my
Oh,
heroes
yeah.
didn't have to
Because
back
he's
out,
just
you know?
obviously the most needed hero in the game. Honestly, I think what they should do, if they, because I just don't think they'd do that where they'd make multiple daily rewards. I'm not sure if you guys said it, but I think they should do the thing like you said with the hero cards and placement of these. But the first one, you're gonna guarantee Druid as well as one other hero. Because that just make it, you get two legendaries pretty much, but one would just be a druid for those players who obviously are just starting. They need a druid, so because
Yeah.
everyone needs a druid. So if they just put them in like that, something
And
like that would work.
and I know from personal experience that a new player getting that druid can actually stop them from quitting because they will see a
Yes,
different
yes.
side of the game.
Oh yeah,
Because exactly, and starting with an angel, like what? Angel heals herself, right? Because I haven't played with angels
she
since like day 10.
heals. I think does she only heal one? She heals other
She-
people too.
She heals like one other unit, and then it's the amount or the targets are not really high.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
what we're discussing when you guys were talking about the shard heroes, or like the gym rolling heroes need to be shard farmable, especially like Vlad. I think Vlad, but they're coming out with heroes now that are really cheesy. Like instead of just putting the ones that are rollable and making them gym only and making them a little bit like what irritates me the most is Siren is really not that OP of a hero or even that good, and she's 19,000, basically 20,000 shards. I don't think
Yeah.
Siren is even close enough. Immortep is better than Siren in my opinion.
Yeah, that's my
In
opinion
my
too.
honest opinion,
I
yeah.
don't think. I mean, I definitely do think Immortep's better. I'm not gonna go ahead and say Siren's a trash hero, because actually for players just starting the game, she'd actually be pretty good if you like don't have any other heroes. But 20,000 shards, I think maybe 10,000 would be a good number for her. But I guess she does have her uses. But I mean, for 20,000 shards, no new players are gonna get that, and that'd take forever to get to if you were a new player. So.
Yeah.
And higher players are going to use her, so they need to lower her for one, because she's not worth it for us higher players, but she's not like retrievable for these
expensive.
lower players. Yeah.
Here's the problem that I have with Siren specifically. Siren's main use that I see is for the Here Be Monsters boss. She has that slowdown, and of course she actually raises the damage that you would do in the boss. But here's the problem. If you actually got to a wave that there's a boss, that means that you have already pretty decent heroes. And if you have already pretty decent heroes, maybe those 20,000 shards are better used to raise those heroes that got you there. And then in the flip side, who's really, like, if you have a Sanaboom Vlad, who really needs a Siren? She's not really usable in any other game mode because there's a damage cap already.
Exactly. Like I said, I mean, she wouldn't be bad for these newer players, but she's just not redeemable for these newer players, and she's not good enough for us. So that, I think she's really unbalanced. She's way too much for what she's worth.
Yeah. She's useful, but not at that price, pretty much. If she was a 10,000 shard hero, then by all means, I would definitely have no issues with her.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if she was 10,000, that'd definitely be retrievable, but yeah, I think that's just way too much.
Yeah, and just, with even the 505 talent that she comes with doesn't really make up for the fact that it's so many shards. I mean, might as well just throw a 505 Stone Skin Paladin innate and then just put him for 6,000.
Yeah, I mean, that'd just be honestly something good to do, but... So, alright, Nathan, go ahead and take over.
Well, wait, did you... Okay, never mind. Are we still recording, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was just making sure. Okay, so we were talking about the next 5 of 5 talent coming out, because the last one was what? Destroyer and Siren. Destroyer was Life Drain. Yeah. Okay, so we were discussing me and Ava about ever being a 5 of 5 Revitalize starting out, which I don't think that's possible, because I really think 5 of 5 Revitalize being one of the most expensive talents to get, or one of the most impossible talents to get, because that's what everyone strives for, is to get that 5 of 5 Revitalize. I really don't see a hero being that. I mean, I could see Berserk. I could probably see Berserk before Revitalize any day.
I kind of opposite about that, just for the simple fact that you said obviously 5/5 Revite's really more expensive, but Life Drain is definitely a lot harder to get than that. But the thing is, they really did kind of balance it out when they put it on Destroyer, because of such a slow attack rate. It actually doesn't do much unless you do have a Berserk. But I think the only way they'd be able to put a 5/5 Revi on anyone is if they weren't that good and they didn't do much at all. Because, I mean, otherwise it'd just be way too overpowered. Yeah.
I can definitely see another situation.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the hero after Destroyer. As far as bot gems.
Oh, jeez. Don't get it.
Come on, I mean,
don't give him any ideas.
We were saying that after Minotaur, like, oh, this is it. I mean, oh my god, and here's Destroyer. What's really keeping them away from a 500,000 gem hero?
Well, I really feel like they failed, though, with Destroyer in a way, because you think about it. I like Minnow in some aspects of the game better, just because his area of effect is the entire map. You would think Destroyer with his proc, like an Earthquake type of destruction thing, you'd think it'd be the entire map also.
I mean, yeah, he's not a bad hero, but he's not worth.
Well, he's not a bad hero, but
he's not worth.
Well, he's not. No,
not at all.
Well, and here's the problem I have with that right there. A lot of people ask me, since I got my Destroyer pretty much the 9 of 9 and kind of got to test them out. They ask me, is Destroyer worth it? And I'm really not sure how to answer that, because I didn't pay those gems for Destroyer. He was an addition to, like a reward. Nobody really got this Destroyer paid those gems because of Destroyer.
I mean, that's not necessarily true. I mean, the people who have him right now, that's pretty much the case. But there are people who
That's
obviously
right.
spend to get him, which I don't think is really going to be a case right now because they know he's a good hero, but they don't want to spend all their money to get someone who's not going to completely change the game. Because, I mean, I thought
Right.
Destroyer would completely break the game. He sounds like such an OP hero, but I think they might have balanced him out too much. The cooldown really does kill him. The life drain
I'm
is pretty
okay with
much
that.
useless. Yeah, I mean, but the life drain is
I
useless
am
without a berserk.
so okay with that, and I'll tell you
Oh,
why.
I'm happy about
Minotaur.
all this because, like I said, the people, free to play players, if they, I just don't want them to add these higher gem only, or not gem only, but these higher purchase heroes because it'll just if they make it that OP, it'll just kill these free to play players in general because there's absolutely no chance for them to get them.
The
Right,
thing
but
is, you're not
here's
facing
why
those
I'm
higher phase
okay
through.
with Destroyer. Here's why I'm okay with it. Because when you think about Minnow, you're thinking raiding
Yes.
dungeons. About it, right? And he does that pretty much as well as anybody. Destroyer, he is good in everything. In everything. There is
Mm.
not one game mode that you can tell me he's bad at, or at least not good.
Yeah, I mean
And
he's definitely good in everything. I mean he might not be as good, but yeah, he is good in everything for sure.
he might not be the top of a specific game mode or any game mode, but he will definitely help your team in any way. And at the same time, if anybody asks me, is he worth it? My answer is no. No hero is worth that amount of money, period. Not even a pumpkin
No,
dude.
yeah,
Nobody.
no.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the point. When you have those many gems, you didn't buy all of those gems just because you want a destroyer. You got those gems because you wanted to roll for heroes, you wanted to roll for talents, and there you find yourself at those amounts of gems. Nobody's really gonna spend $1,000 just for destroyer.
Yeah, that's definitely not the case. I mean, honestly, I found my way that way for Minotaur. I wanted to spend for him, but Destroyer is just kind of different. I mean, even though he's really good in everything, I mean, it's just hard to put all this money on the game and you're just not guaranteed anything, which is kind of what these heroes are good for. But I don't know. I just kind of yeah, you have it spot on.
Yeah, I mean that's really all it is. The way that I kind of feel about it is if you have a destroyer already, you can't think about was he worth the money. Because you got to think you didn't pay that money for him. You paid it for gems which you used for
Hmm.
other things.
Yeah.
And then destroyer was pretty much a reward for spending those amounts of gems, not because you spent those gems just for him.
Yeah.
So I mean that's really how I feel about it, and the life drain is actually makes him more of a complete hero. But I
Mm-hmm.
think the next hero that we're gonna see might like Nathan was saying earlier, it might come with sprint. I think that's probably one of the next
As
ones we
sprint,
see.
Oh, but
I really think
yes,
sprint's
I
next.
definitely do think Sprint that definitely be one, or even Berserk. But Sprint does seem like it'd be that. But in my opinion, when I'm thinking Sprint, I'm thinking Arena.
Hmm.
So if it's gonna have a Sprint, it's gonna have a use in Arena. I mean, or else Sprint would pretty much be useless.
Well, we can get into arena in another video because that's another
Yeah.
30 minutes. But yeah, I think if it's gonna use sprint, it better be useful in arena because I'm not just gonna designate it as a like a torch battles hero.
Mm-hmm. We're approaching 20 minutes. If you guys want to wrap it up.
All right, so this was basically the video on that topic. Let us know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Anything that you guys might want to add?
No, that's
No,
pretty much it. Just make sure. Oh, I uploaded a Team HBM thoughts, and Nathan's gonna be uploading a video soon here after this. So we're gonna have 3 videos up. Make sure you check all of us out. They're gonna probably be our links will be in the description of all of our videos. So yeah.
thank you guys.
All right,
Oh yeah. So hope you
and
guys
until
enjoy the
later,
video.
guys. Bye.